Thank you, Zoom.
Good evening, everybody.
Well, welcome.
Vexelman here. Julie, you and I are coordinated. We've only been doing this for a couple of years now. You know what? I think I'm breaking up though. I don't think it's you. I think I'm from my end. So I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'm just gonna walk downstairs, Julie. You run with it for about a minute. I think you're fine. I'm breaking up.
Gotcha. Now he's in Atlanta and I'm all the way in backwoods Louisiana where there's a storm coming in and I got better service. Isn't that crazy? Well,
Julie's
welcome everybody.
You're always trying to one-up me, aren't you?
Yeah, I'll tell you, I'm a true competitor, Peter.
All right. How's that? Is that better?
So much better, much better. Well, as everybody's popping on, we're so excited to have you guys with us tonight. And like we love to do, and I see some of you guys are already putting it in the chat. Let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're from. So we've got Brad Woods always on here from Marietta, Georgia. So glad you're here, Brad. We got Eugene Faulkner from Chicago. We got Boston, Pittsburgh. Oh, thank you so much, Tammy. Yeah, feeling a lot better. I think I actually got over the COVID. So I'm super excited about that. Took about a week, but I am good to go now. So,
all right, guys. While Julie's getting situated over there, I just want to, on my behalf, welcome you guys aboard. Excited to share what we're going to talk about with you guys tonight. Tonight's a topic that's near and dear to my heart. For the last couple of decades of doing this business, I could tell you, anyone who's been as a real estate investor or wants to be a real estate investor will cross paths with tonight's topic, because tonight it's all about OPM, other people's money, and how you could utilize it really to the next level. And I know for sure you guys will get a lot of value out of tonight. You guys will see how we have positioned other people's money for our partners to be, and our future partners. And so we're going to get started here in just a minute or so. We got people logging on. We're getting situated ourselves, but we're glad you guys are here. Julie and I have been doing these, going on a couple years now. And, Tuesday nights are special times for Julie and I. It's the one thing that, as the partner-driven model has grown, it is the one thing that she and I have consistently committed to and done. I could tell you as I see partners come on board and get started with us, and I personally welcome them, this seems to be the one thing that everybody tells me about. Pete, we've been following you, we've been watching your Tuesday nights, either lives or through, recorded. So Tuesday nights are very special to Julie and I, and we're just excited to be here and fired up to share the message that we have for you guys tonight, and looking forward to getting started here in a minute or so.
Yeah. Hey, I got a really funny story to tell you, Pete. So I believe in the power of utilizing other people's money, right? So I had a company reach out to me today wanting to give a business line of credit. Well, I always hear those out, because if you're going to give me free money, yeah, I'll take it, especially with good interest rates, right? Well, I start talking to this guy, and I start telling him about myself in the business, and he goes, "Is this Julie?" And I'm like, "Yeah." The guy was literally in California calling about, he does business lines of credit, and he was one of our partners. And it was literally on accident. He didn't reach out to me like on purpose. He just saw the business through Georgia and was making his cold calls for the day. I just thought that was like so crazy, to just talk. He's like, "I know this accent. I really feel like I know you." And I'm like, "Well, Anthony, I don't know you." Right. So it was really cool to hear that today.
That's funny. It's a small world, isn't it? It is a small world. We're all part of, and because it is a world, and because there are certain things that make you excel in this fairly small world. I always tell people you've got to be on a leading edge. And that's what Julie and I are going to share with you guys tonight. We're going to show you literally how to be on the leading edge of other people's money and how to utilize and all that. But having said that, let's go ahead and get rolling. Again, my name is Peter Vexelman. Other side, I have Julie Muse. Julie and I have been together for well over 10 years now. And the path that got us to where we are now is when we initially started, we were, real estate investors. We started kind of at the very beginning end of the beginning of the news cycle. And I called the news cycle after the '08 crash. I had crashed with it. I think pretty much anybody that's been in the business got affected by it one way or another. So I did, somewhat crash with it many, many years ago. And then when I entered the real estate business, re-entered the real estate business, Julie was basically the first person that stepped up to the plate. And here we are, 10, 11, 12 years later. And we, even in those 10, 11, or 12 years, Julie and I have been through a number of different models, a number of different ways of building this business. And some time ago, a number of years ago, Julie and I kind of swerved into the model that we are. Excuse me. That's the beautiful thing about doing things live in a live environment. But some time ago, a number of years ago, Julie and I decided that, you know what? Why don't we start partnering with people? Why don't we start partnering with people and doing deals together? And that was the initial beginning to what is now known as the partner-driven real estate investment model. And Julie and I literally partner with people all across the United States now, and we do real estate deals with them. We, from our end, we need local people. We need local boots on the ground. But in turn for that, what we provide is what we call the essential pillars of success to all of our partners. We coach them, we mentor them, we generate leads for them, we provide them back office, we provide them technology, we provide all the capital to do deals. And then when we sell them on the back end, we split the profits. And, one of the most enticing things when it comes to becoming one of our partners is the funding piece. That when people say, wow, these guys are literally willing to put up all the money, that gets me excited. And that is a big piece. I mean, like when I got started in this business a couple of decades ago, and I pretty much lost everything I had, money became a big issue for me, right? Because it's hard to do real estate deals. I don't care what kind of strategies or techniques you're doing, but if you're broke, it's hard to do this business. So the funding piece has always been an exciting piece. But what we're here about to share with you guys tonight is that there's actually a way that you could actually use somebody else's money to join Julie and I in our partnership program. And the reason that we're doing this tonight is because we've introduced this third-party funding piece into our model a little bit ago, maybe a month and a half, a couple months ago. And it has literally revolutionized how new partners join us. And even what our existing partners do with potential balances that are still owed. And so I could tell you, it's one of the most frequent questions I get asked. I'm like, people always constantly ask me like, wow, Pete, not only will you give us money to do deals, but you're telling me somebody else that you have connected with will give us money to join? And the answer is yes. And so because it has become such a popular question for us, it's something that we keep on discussing over and over again. We thought, well, why don't we go over it one more time? Why don't we share with you how literally you could use someone else's funds to join us in a partnership program? Now, I will tell you this. If you're a real estate investor, using somebody else's money it's the hallmark of his business. It literally, it's what allows someone like myself, who was flat out broke at a point in time, by utilizing other people's money to go from zero to thousands of real estate deals. It's what allows developers in all of our marketplaces to build incredibly elaborate subdivisions and not use their own money. OPM, or the ability to utilize other people's money, is one of the key components that makes people successful in the real estate investing business. So one of the things I always tell people is that you have to get comfortable. If you want to grow, if you want to scale, if you want to expand in the real estate business, you should get very comfortable with utilizing other people's money for a couple reasons. One is the one I'm telling you right now. Utilizing other people's money gives you the ability to scale, right? Let's face it, if you have $20,000 to do real estate deal with, and that's all you have, you better find yourself a $20,000 real estate deal. But if you could use,
you know what, Peter?
Go ahead.
No, and I wanted to just enter in the conversation here, because believe it or not, you know, even though I help you guys learn real estate and doing deals with you guys, do you know how many years it took me to understand the power of OPM? Because for me, 11 years ago, unfortunately, I had a rough spot in life, and I lost everything. So I was real weird about borrowing money. But understanding what Peter is telling you, by utilizing other people's money, the amount that you can leverage to make more money is incredible. You can take, like he's talking about, if you've got 20 grand or you got 10 grand, you think, I just got 10 or 20 grand, right? But you can actually leverage that the right way. And no, I don't mean leverage it by running credit cards up, buying clothes and pocketbooks. That's not what I mean. Leveraging it to do things that are actually going to make you money. And I believe if you're using OPM or other people's money to help you achieve some of these goals so that you're more financially secure, it's definitely the way to go. Now, I do have one thing to add, because we had an announcement in the chat. You know Karen and Carl, right? So Karen and Carl just got a house under contract tonight. And Karen, is that the one that you did? We just saw you at on Facebook. So I just wanted I had to stop everything to congratulate one of our partners, or two of our partners, Karen and Carl, on getting that deal back. Congratulations, guys. So if you would love to give them some love in the chat, guys, give them a congratulations. They worked really, really hard to get this business going, and they're starting to see the fruition of their work. So congratulations, Karen and Carl. All right, Peter, I'll let you get back to it. I got a little bit distracted. I was so excited for them.
That's great. But the funny thing is, Julie, or the crazy thing is, I don't know if you could read my text. I literally, it was just, as you're talking, I looked down on my text and I had a text from Carl telling me the same thing. And you know, that's one of the things I love about what we do. You know, we're not out there by ourselves doing this. You know, we're not out there going through the struggles ourselves. We're not out there going through rejection ourselves. You know, at the partner-driven team, it literally is a team. You know, we celebrate together. We congratulate each other together. And at the same time, we go through struggles together. And that's one of the huge benefits of being a team member here at Partner Driven. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. So we're talking about other people's money. Other people's money really allows you to do two things. Number one, it gives you the ability to grow, and it gives you the ability to scale. Because you could take that same $20,000 I was just referencing, and now you could leverage it at an institution, and instead of $20,000 home, you can buy yourself a $100,000 home. So A, it gives you the ability to scale. Two, using other people's money buys you time. What I mean by that is this. Again, let's go back to the $20,000 example. If all you have is $20,000 to work with, well, then guess what? When that runs out, you're kind of out of business, right? But now if you could take the same $20,000 and leverage it somewhere, and now create $100,000. Well, guess what $100,000 allows you to do? It allows you to stay in the game 5 times longer. So A, gives you the ability to leverage and scale, and using other people's money buys you time to be successful. And especially the second piece about buying time, I could tell you almost everyone that gets out, whether it's real estate investing or any other endeavor, they run out of time. They just run out of time. They run out of time financially, they run out of time infrastructurally, they run out of a mental time. They just kind of come to a point like, I'm out. So anything you do to that gives you the ability to buy more time, you should always tap into. So today, we're going to give you the ability to utilize other people's money to join Partner Driven. If you're already part of Partner Driven, we feel like this is a great way to pay your balance down of whatever the sign-up fee that you still owe to Partner Driven, or even potentially level up at the Partner Driven to the next levels. So I'm going to let Julie handle the funding piece. But for those of you that are like, well, gosh, what is Partner Driven all about? What is this all, I'm going to take a couple minutes before I flip it over to Julie, and I'm going to share with you what is Partner Driven all about and exactly what does it cost to join us. So going back to what I was talking about earlier, Partner Driven is how Julie and I do real estate deals. We literally partner with people across the United States, and we provide to them what we call are the pillars of success when it comes to real estate investing. So number one, before I get into these pillars of what we provide, I will tell you what we're looking for in terms of partners. Number one, we're looking for someone that's coachable, right? You got to be coachable, because we assume that when people get started with us, they probably haven't done either their first deal or they haven't done tons of deals. And most of our partners haven't done the thousands of deals that we've done. So we want you to be coachable. Number two, and this is a big one for me, we want you to be humble. I could tell you the inability to be humble almost 2 decades ago cost me almost everything in this business, because I literally thought I knew how to do it better. I literally did, even though I had no credentials to show for it. And number three, we want you to be a long-term player, right? Because nothing in real estate or nothing in life happens overnight. And if it does, it's only because you got lucky. So as long as you're coachable, as long as you're humble, and as long as you're a long-term player, long-term visionary, those are what make the perfect partners for us. What are we going to provide for you in return? Again, we're going to provide for you what we call are the pillars of success when it comes to real estate investing. And these are the things that everybody already knows. Maybe you're just not focused in on them. Pillar number one, we're going to coach you. We're going to train you. We're going to provide you instructions. And I always share this with people. Real estate is not one of those businesses that you want to kind of learn as you go and, just kind of
you don't want to wing
it and try to figure it out. I could tell you, for anyone that's done this business, you will appreciate this next statement. You could sneeze the wrong way and lose $10,000. So pretty much on a daily basis, we give our partners the ability to get coached and mentored and trained. We do that in a live environment once or twice a day on a daily, weekly basis through a group setting. But we also give our partners the ability to literally connect with our coaches and ourselves on a 12-hour basis from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern every day from a personal interaction. The next thing we do is we help with lead gen. In this business, it's not just knowing what you know, it's the ability to go out there and find incredible real estate deals. So we do that in 2 ways. Number one, we actually teach our partners how to go out there, how to go out there and identify incredible leads, incredible opportunities. Number two, we actually help with lead gen. What we do with Partner Driven is we have this incredible proprietary CRM system called Deal Engine HQ. And through Deal Engine HQ, we have the ability to literally teach our partners how to pull lists out of our app called Deal Driven of the most likely people that want to sell their properties in their marketplace. They put these lists right inside the Deal Engine HQ, and this CRM literally starts marketing on the local partner's behalf, right? Sends text messages, gives you the ability to make calls through it, emails and such. And when a local owner says, yeah, I'm interested in selling, a lead gets generated for that local partner. Let me tell you something, as a veteran real estate investor, there is no better lead than that type of a lead. Next, we provide back office support for our partners, okay? And I tell this to people all the time. Nobody gets into real estate thinking there's back office. Like nobody gets into real estate thinking, oh, I better know how to process paperwork. I better know how to coordinate buyers. I better know how to coordinate sellers. Nobody does that. But having said that, that is an essential part of being successful as a real estate investor. You know, our office, back office has been assembled over a couple of decades. So to our partners, our back office literally becomes your back office. Next, and for those of you that follow us to any level, you already know this, we provide all the capital, right? We provide all the capital to get the real estate deals done. That's a big one. And we assume all the liability, which means our partners don't have any downside when it comes to this business, the upside. And then we just put the properties in the market, sell them and split the profits down the middle, 50-50. So daily coaching and training, lead gen, technology is something else we provide. We provide the back office, we provide all the capital, and then once the properties sell, our partners keep half and we keep half. And that right there is the partner-driven model. What we're going to share today is the ability to utilize other people's funding, other people's money to join us, okay? So I want you guys to look at this from a couple different perspectives. If you've been following Julie and I, and you're like, you know what, I wanted to join, this makes all the sense, you know, I just can't afford the monthly payments, you know, I can't afford the whole fee. By the way, the whole fee to join Julie and I is $15,000. So what Julie and I are what Julie's going to talk about is how you can have that fee literally given to you from a third party, right? Your monthly payments to them are going to be very small or relatively small. So that'll give you the ability to buy time to be successful. Now, some of you guys are partners here today. And you're like, well, how does this concern me? Well, I could tell you, if you're a partner here tonight and there's a balance owed on what you're still paying to partner driven, it makes sense. And a ton of our partners have already done this to literally utilize this third party funding company to pay off your balance. What that'll do is that'll reduce your monthly payments that you're paying to us. What does that mean? Again, buys you more time to get successful. I can tell you very rarely do I tell people, like, look, if somebody wants to use other people's money, go on vacation, buy a boat, buy a Mercedes, I'm like, not smart. If you want to utilize other people's money to start a business venture, to buy yourself time, to not use your money, but somebody else's money, and it's business related, I always raise my hand and I say that's a smart thing. So I'm going to flip it over to Julie here, and she's going to talk to you a little bit about what it takes to qualify for this third-party source. And most importantly, then she's going to walk you all through how you could literally take a couple minutes, fill out the application, and literally know as early as this in the next hour or so whether you could qualify for these funds to join us, or if you're already part of us, to pay down your balance. All right, Julie, let's talk a little bit about this third-party source.
Well, I'm definitely going to do that. But if it's okay with you guys, do you mind if I share with you guys why I think our partner-driven program is so remarkable and has helped so many people in this business? Because it's for a reason that you don't really hear about. Is everybody okay with that? If I take just a second to explain that to you guys? So I'll tell you, for a lot of you that are out there and you're doing this business, a lot of you come and join partner driven for one reason. Mostly one reason is you're like, okay, so I can join them and get the funding for the deals. That's cool, right? Absolutely, it's cool. Do you know why people stay with us year after year, month after month? It's for a reason that we're not even talking about today. Okay. And I'll tell you what it is. The reason why people stay, why people love partner driven, and I could just be, saying this, but I'm sure people will help me in the chat, is it's our community. Okay. This business can be very, very, very lonely when you're a lone wolf. Okay. And being a lone wolf is nice for a while, but it gets old being a lone wolf in life. Right. So what we do here at Partner Driven, and it's not even Peter and I, it's the other people in Partner Driven, is what they do, or the other people that's in there, is they help hold you accountable. They help hold you up as far as your motivation. That right there alone is the most beautiful thing that could ever happen whenever we set up Partner Driven, is being around like-minded people that believe the same as you do. I'll go back to this when I first got started. So when I told my family, Peter, years ago, I said, you know what? I'm going to become a real estate investor. Do you know they laughed at me? Now, I absolutely love my family to death. I love them. But they laughed at me. Julie, you can't do this. You've got a daughter to take care of. You need a steady job. You don't need to put yourself out there like that. You're going to go even more broke. You're going to be in a worse situation. Well, if I would have listened to the naysayers years ago, then I wouldn't be where I am today. So what I mean to you, what I'm trying to get across to you is, not all the time are the most important people in your life, such as your family. They're not always going to be the heroes behind you believing in what you're doing. I hate to tell you that, but that's generally the way that it is. Okay. Being with Partner Driven is getting around like-minded individuals that have the same vested interests as you do. And that there's no amount of money that you can put on that resource. Okay. Had I not had a mentor like Peter back then, 11 years ago, or other people that I met along the way, I would have quit 100 times. Right. But I did not let the naysayers tell me differently. As an entrepreneur, or as a future entrepreneur, guys, you think differently than others. Not everybody's meant to be a real estate investor or an entrepreneur. Not everybody is built for that. The best thing that you can do in life, whether that's with us or whether that's with someone else, is to get around people with the same interest as you have, that is going to support you all along the way. That's the biggest advice that I could ever do, to tell you when you're looking to get into this, because it may not be your mom and dad. It may not be your husband and wife. It may not be your cousins or your best friends. I don't mean you should stop a relationship with them, but don't always look for them for your motivation when you're wanting to reach your dreams and goals, or understand your why. That's the beauty of Partner Driven, is all the things Peter said, plus it's a community of like-minded people. Now, with all of that being said, I'm going to go over the funding. Okay. I'm going to go over the funding with you. And I want to stress again to you, of course, using other people's money, it's beautiful, it's wonderful, and it's you can also leverage that money to get you to where you want to be. But I'm going to say it one more time for you, and Peter already said that, is it's time. And you're like, oh, that's a cliche, it buys me time. No, listen to me, what I have to tell you. Do you know how we sit here and we talked about, oh, if I've got $20,000, then I can do this, this, and this, and this. Well, listen, I'm not too far gone from life to understand that most of us don't have, a lot of people do not have $20,000 to start with. Right? So let's talk about it differently. Let's talk about $1,000. Let's say you've got $1,000 and you want to get into real estate investing. That's going to get you about a couple weeks in this business. Okay. What it's going to do is you're going to put that up. You are going to very quickly realize that the stress of getting into this can be very sickening to your stomach, worrisome. The power of using other people's money to get you into this business so that you have the knowledge that it takes to make this your dream. It gives you the time you need for yourself. This is not a quick get rich quick business. This is a lot of work, but there are great rewards for the work that you're putting in. So when I talk about other people's money, it's not the money for me, it's the time and it's the pressure that it takes off. Gordy's right. It is an investment in yourself. Now, I can speak because I'm female and I'm a mother, being a mother. A father has the same thing, but there's a lot of pressures in life, just living, right? Why put all of your eggs into one basket and have that stress if you don't have to? Because this company that I'm about to tell you about, we were approved with this company to work with people like you. They believe in what we're doing so much. They have private investors that say, Partner Driven is a company we believe in because we've seen success with their company. So we're willing to loan money to help people find their dreams to start their business. That's huge. That's huge. So that's what we're looking at here. So now I'm going to get into kind of some of the terms of borrowing this type of money. Okay. Again, Partner Driven is 15,000. I'm not going to go into this, but there's a few of you on this call that you've heard about our Partner Driven Max program. Now, that's somewhere between around $55,000, $65,000. Obviously, you would need to be approved with me to go forward with that. But I'm going to show you right now the qualifications that are needed to be able to secure one of these loans. Okay, sound good? Number one, whenever you apply for this, they are going to do what is called a soft pull on your credit. Okay, why is that important? Well, if I'm looking to get pre-approved for a loan, I do not want a bunch of companies hitting my credit. Okay, so they're going to do what is a soft pull on your credit to determine if you're pre-approved for this money or not. Okay, based off of that, if you do secure the loan, obviously, then it would be a hard pull on your credit. But you can look and see what you qualify for, or if you qualify, without it affecting your credit. Okay. So let's go over some of the qualifications. I'm going to share my screen with you. And I've got a little presentation that I'm going to run through with you guys. And by the way, Kristen, you can start putting the link to this company in the chat, but we're going to talk just for a minute. Okay. So again, this is for funding source that's available for new and existing partners. All you need to qualify is a 620 plus credit score and a $40,000 a year job with 1 year of W-2s or 2 years of tax returns if you are in business. Okay. Next, let's see. So again, like I was saying, is that you need a 620 credit score to qualify. Make $40,000 a year. If you're self-employed, they need 2 years of tax returns to make that happen. Okay. So once you click the link, and I want to give everybody just a moment to click the link here, because I'm going to walk you through this process. It's very simple. but I just want to walk everybody through it just in case you have any questions. So once you click the link, you're going to select a loan purpose. So you're going to click major purchase. Now, once you click major purchase, here's where you're going to say, how much would I like to borrow? You can slide that to the desired amount of what you're looking to borrow. Okay. I always ask for more than what I need to see what, to see what qualifications that I have. I can always accept less, but I'm going to go ahead and determine with that thing, go ahead and pick what you're looking that you would like to borrow. Then very simply, what's your name? First name, last name. Everybody should know that. That's a pretty simple question. Okay, what is your cell phone number? Do not list the landline there because this company may reach out to you via text messaging service. So they want to know what your cell phone number is. What's your date of birth? What is your social security number? Again, this is a soft pull to find the best rates and terms among all lenders and funding and funders on the funding platform. Because again, like what I said, there's lots of individual investors that are investing into you and you looking to start a business. Okay. So they're going to run your information through multiple lenders to find the best rates and terms for you. Now, what's your zip code? Just enter your zip code there. What's your address? So this is a personal loan. So, when you're looking at getting business loans, business lines of credit, that's generally once you already have an existing business that's profitable. So this is a personal loan based off of your personal credit. So we want your address. They do. And how long have you lived there in years? 1, 2, 10, 20 years? And what's the type of residence? Do you own it outright? Do you have a mortgage on it? Are you renting or other? What's your monthly rent or mortgage amount? And what's your estimate of your credit? Is it excellent, good, fair? So we just want you to verify what your credit score is. Then are you full-time, part-time, self-employed, or unemployed? What is your pre-tax income? So what is the gross amount of money that you make? Generally, like if you have a salary or you get paid by the hour, you have a gross income before you are taxed on that income. So what is that? What is your payroll frequency? Is that weekly, bi-weekly, monthly? Just how often you get paid? Is that done with direct deposit, a paper check, or is it in cash? And by the way, it does have to be verifiable income. Then they just want you to acknowledge and consent that you agree to pull the credit, okay, and that you acknowledge that it is a soft pull. And guys, that is it. One reason why I like working with this company so much is the ease of use, okay? So all you have to do is click the link in the chat to be able to apply for this funding source. And then we'll go from there. Peter, we have a little bit of time left, and I'm okay with this. If you're okay, if you don't have anything else to talk about, I don't mind taking any questions people may have about the business either today.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Or about, questions about partner driven or the business, whatever questions you may have, I'll answer them and Peter will answer to the best of our abilities. Now let's do, we got some things that we're going to have to do on this webinar to make this work correctly. If you look at the bottom of your Zoom screen, there's this little thing that says raise hand. If you raise your Zoom hand, we can see your Zoom hand raised. You are automatically muted, but I can unmute you and bring you on live in front of everybody and in front of Peter and myself, okay? So if you raise your Zoom hand, we'll take questions. Now, Anthony, let's see here. I'm going to allow you to talk, Anthony. I don't know where you went. So Anthony, if you will, unmute yourself and you will be on live. Just, okay, you're on, Anthony. Unmute yourself. This can be a little tricky on a webinar, but just unmute yourself on your end. You are allowed to talk. Well, while he's figuring that out, Peter, the unmute is on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. And guys, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask them. Raise your Zoom hand.
Hey, Anthony, how you doing?
Hey, Anthony. We can hear you.
Beautiful, beautiful. First of all, I was just raising my hand and making sure that the apparatus worked because I'm very technology illiterate. So I was just making sure everything was straight and level. But I was looking at your program, and I want to go ahead and put in some situation that have to work for me.
Hey, Anthony, honey, you're in a bad location. I can't, you sound like a robot.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, I was just saying, I'm just enjoying this particular webinar as far as being able to other people's money, especially for the real estate component. And I want to put this to use we you see. So I'm just enjoying the information that you putting forth so far. I just got a hold of your program last week, and so okay, I'm in Columbus, Georgia, and I noticed here in Columbus, Georgia, where I'm at, I didn't see anything that I would be able to get a hold of as per se, and I guess I got to learn more about the program and be able to utilize it where I'm at. So this is one component right here. The money part is that I was really concerned about.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I didn't. I didn't have any question.
Gotcha. And I missed half of that. So are you a partner already, Anthony?
No. He just
Okay,
learned
gotcha.
about us last week, Julie.
He what?
Right. I just got with you.
He just learned about us last week.
I did.
Oh, gotcha. You know what? Is there a way?
Julie, I think what the question is, he sees that we're in Georgia and he's not in Georgia. So I think what he's asking is like, hey, I know you could do this in Georgia, but have you ever done this anywhere else?
Yes. And I think I heard he was in Columbus, Georgia.
Exactly.
So what?
I'm in Columbus.
So, okay. So I'm born and raised in Georgia, Anthony. You can do deals all over Georgia. Columbus is a great market. I work in a small market in North Georgia around Gainesville, which is about similar size to Columbus. So you're definitely in a good spot there. Yeah. So, cause I live close to Gainesville. But what I would love to do is, Kristen, can you put a link in the chat? Anthony, because I can't hear you very well and understand, maybe it's me. Schedule a call with us and we'll go over everything with you. And Kristen, you can also give him a link to me and you could actually schedule a call with me tomorrow and I'll go over everything.
Okay, that'll be beautiful. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because I want to hear you out. I just can't hear you and understand what you're saying. So
I understand.
Okay. Well, I don't see any more hands raised, Peter. So I guess people don't have questions tonight.
Well, Julie, first of all, I appreciate it. This was powerful stuff. For those people that understand the concept of real estate, OPMs right there at the top. Some of you, and Julie, I'm glad you brought that up. Some of you that are on here tonight, you're ready to get started. You've been with us long enough. You've kind of followed us through. So we have a couple team members on standby. If Kristen, if you could put their phone number into chat, it's 770. Gosh, you think by now I'd remember it. 770 something. Somebody put that number into chat. 770-746-8585. On the other hand, if some of you guys are ready to join us, but you were like, hey, I want to utilize other people's money to join you, then there's a link in chat also of how you could do that. But most importantly, whether you're with us or you're going to do this by yourself, it's a business worth doing. And Julie and I are 100% committed to the model. We're 100% committed to our partners. We'd love the opportunity to work with you. We'd love the opportunity to do a bunch of deals with you. So if you're ready to get started, call the phone number. If you're ready to get other people, third-party funding to give you the money to join, hit the link, fill out the application. But other than that, on behalf of myself and Julie and everybody else here at Partner Driven that makes all this happen, we really enjoyed it. We had a great time. And we'll see everybody same time, same place next week.
Yes, and the thing that I would like to add for those of you that are partners, make sure to join my call in the morning with Fun with Numbers. And we're going to go over exactly what numbers we need to be at to actually get a deal done. So join me tomorrow morning on our live daily training call, and we will go over that also. Don't miss Friday's training call because we've got an awesome announcement to make on Friday. We have got something super cool to share with you guys on Friday for those of you that are partners. So be there or be square. For those of you that are partners that are on a Facebook page, as you'll know that, and I would like to just thank everybody for your thoughts and prayers as I wasn't feeling well. And I'll tell you, because of your prayers, I believe that's one of the reasons why I was able to get better as quickly as I did. So thank you so much. Hope you guys have an awesome evening. We'll see you next Tuesday. Peace. Bye.